And we're back with the Screen Team. It's a full hour show. And, of course, we've got Sabrina on the show. We're being joined now by Tracy. And we've got these ladies in, and we're talking about... Are you all right over there?
I'm having an OCD moment here.
I'm trying to introduce
my mic.
this movie, and you're messing with the microphone, man.
I'm having issues with the focus.
Are you okay now?
I think so.
All right. Honey, you've been waiting like years for this next movie.
Yeah, I have.
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. You read the book, right?
I did read the book.
Which is like basically Pride and Prejudice, but they've added zombies to the
right.
to the film, to
right.
the
Like the
novel.
Black Plague came, and the result of the Black Plague was death in the real world, but in their world, it resulted in zombies.
And I like they give you a little history lesson at the first of the movie. It explains how zombies came to be and how it's affected the political history. And because I don't follow history a whole lot, and so I needed that to get me started.
It's a jaded history they give, because who else would walk in the theater expecting Jane Austen's novel Pride and Prejudice to be followed up with the word zombies? How does that fit in? Well, there's always room for love and romance and honor. And
So I know nothing about Pride and Prejudice, and obviously I know nothing about Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Who is our main character? It's a lady, right?
Yes.
What's her name, man?
Oh God, you know I can't remember
All right,
names.
so-
I think that too.
So
Why would you do that to me?
I'm sorry. I'm just the host of the movie show that talks about movie characters and stuff like that. I apologize.
That's right. You should have this pulled up. I can just tell you how I like
Elizabeth
the movie.
Bennet.
Thank you.
She's our main character, right?
Yes.
What's her deal? Is she in love? What's
No,
going on?
There are 5 sisters.
Yeah.
And the original Pride and Prejudice, I will butcher because I never read the original Pride and Prejudice.
You just read the zombie
I
one,
just
right?
read the zombie one. Now, I probably did or read part of it because it's like one of those classics they make you read in school, or used to make you read in school.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing the movies. You know, there's multiple movies made about this. That classic, it's that good. But it's a love triangle. It's a love-hate relationship. You're drawn to the ones you don't want to be around, and that's the nature of this. The girls are struggling in a world where you're meant to marry who your parents pick out for you, and the first man calling him gets down on his knee has already gone through all the workings to get the family approval, and it's not always for love. It's for uniting territory and land and business and stuff like that, and you're just expected to go along. And these women, true to the original Pride and Prejudice theory, are brought up to believe that they don't have a choice for the most part, but they are also brought up a little bit differently because of the zombies. Instead of being taught the arts of music and needlepoint and, communication and things like that, the finer things in life a woman is supposed to know, and how to cook and how to keep house and how to raise a family and to do all these things. These girls were taught to be warriors, and they are unmatchable when it comes to swordsmanship and knife, and they are in fact they are schooled in China in those martial arts. And so there's actually this really huge controversy about who gets to go to Japan to learn and who gets to go to China to learn. And they're like, oh, you studied in such and such. Well, you studied in such and such. And yet adds another element of refinement.
Mm-hmm.
It's so absurd and crazy. And prejudiced, yes. And so then you get the men who are calling on the women to marry them. And then you get the women who are like, oh, I can't wait to marry. And I'd gladly lay down my sword. Another one's like, and Elizabeth is the one who's like, I will never lay down my sword for love. And then one of them looks at her and says, for the right man you would. And she's like, never. And
The right man wouldn't ask me to.
that's right. And so you've got these men of all types of characters, and good ones, bad ones, just downright crazy ones. And
The cousin was very interesting.
the parson
Yeah.
who wants to marry a cousin to bring the land together to impress the countess or whoever she was. And she's crazier than all of them. She only got one eye, and she's like really bad A with the sword, and she's been known to bring down the zombies, and she like has all the money in the world. And
She sounds hot.
She's she's played by the lady who's queen of Game of Thrones.
Lena Headey.
Yeah. And so all these characters are coming out, and there's the timid little young sisters, all very vicious with the knife. But yeah, these zombies, they have a way of showing up. Like, if you haven't had brains, human brains, you don't go completely zombie.
I thought that element should have really been played up more.
It could have been played up more. You're right. I mean, it was played up enough that you understood that's the theory, but there was so much more I think they could have done with it, but then that might have really taken us in a different direction than the original story. How they managed to keep Pride and Prejudice in this story and add the element of zombies is just mind-blowing.
So, Tracy, what kind of zombies are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with the Walking Dead, slow kind of, zombies? Are these fat? I mean, what?
There were some that were just monster kind of zombies. Now, special effects looked amazing. They looked really good. It wasn't cheap zombies at all. But then you see this one, they're at a party, and this lady walks up and says, "Miss Bennett, I must tell you something," and then her head gets blown off. So you're wondering,
like she was speaking clearly and had train of thought, and
lucid. And
she wanted to convey a message, and the guy blew her up.
And then so the next one comes up and starts to talk to Miss Bennett, and she gets killed right away. And then...
which, by then, you're trying to figure out, hey, wait, the zombies want to say something.
Right. They've obviously congregated, and they have a message, and they want to communicate.
So they can talk.
They can talk and think and fully function as almost a human being. They're just slowly rotting, I guess, and they just don't get the hunger for human brains until they've had it, and then they go savage.
Gotcha.
And that's a big part of the political story, is that the general... who was it? General... It wasn't Darcy. What was that guy's name? The other suitor.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember my names.
Wickman? Mr. Wickman?
Yes, Wickman.
Yes.
Okay.
So he is of the political mind that they can be reasoned with. We can create a truce. Let's not fight. Because they can create their army so much easier and faster.
One bite and they got a zombie. It takes 9 months and some 16 years to create a warrior.
Right. So it makes sense.
I gotcha.
So he wants a truce, and so he goes through some unscrupulous means to make his point and get listened to, and then proven wrong. And they didn't resolve the zombie problem at all at the end.
No, you are left with the possibility that there could be more.
So,
Not
Tracy,
that there's a Pride and Prejudice too, but...
Oh, there might be. There might be. So Pride and Prejudice and zombies. Was it everything you hoped it would be?
I wanted more zombies.
Zombies.
I wanted more zombies and less Pride and Prejudice. They had a lot of fight scenes, really good choreographed fight scenes, but they were mostly between humans, just political arguing, and I wanted them to be fighting the zombies. The special effects were so good, they were wasted on the handful of zombies that were in there.
Sabrina, you've been waiting for this movie for a long time. Did it live up to your expectations?
I guess it did. It's hard for me to say because I can't really recall so much about the book. I mean, I read the book, 8-9 years ago. I mean, it's been a long time, and so I couldn't tell you if it's better or worse or comparable, even if it stayed true to the book. I just know that the title matched and that there was Pride and Prejudice elements and the colorful language that they used from that period. It was very period, everything about it. And then the element of zombie and they were good-looking zombies.
Yeah.
They were good-looking zombies, but the story was just really engulfing, and I actually liked the story, and the zombies were like icing on the top.
So let me ask you, yes or no, should people see this movie in theaters, or should they wait until DVD?
I would think theaters. It's good enough for that.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Go have
There
some
were
fun.
jump scenes. There were some funny scenes. A couple of times we cracked up laughing.
So a little bit of everything in this film. All right, it's called Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, and you can find it at your local theater. Coming up after the break, we've got Michael Hibbler joining us, and we'll review the movie Labyrinth, paying tribute to David Bowie. We'll do that next on Today's Talk, KWOC.